Welcome back to yet a brand new video. I wanted to go over my top 10 albums of the year in 2022. Now, music this year was quite interesting, so I think my list is kind of all over the place. Drop in the comments down below what your guys' favorite album this year is. A couple of you guys responded to me on Instagram your favorite albums. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 1K. Let's go ahead and dive into my list. Ty Fontaine is literally so underrated. I've said this multiple times, but he's my favorite underground hip-hop artist. I think he's a lot more advanced than a lot of other guys on underground. I'm not going to name drop just because I don't want to piss people off right now, but Ty Fontaine is so much better than everyone else in the underground, and it's been that way for years. I love how he's elevated as an artist. This is his by far most professional put together project he's ever done. It's very R&B style, and there's a lot more singing from Ty compared to his rapping or on rage beats or something, because he's a very versatile artist, and it completely shows here. The production is immaculate, one of the best produced albums this year. Him and his team did a wonderful job. I'm putting you on, listen to this album, Beautiful Michi Girls. It's probably his first or second best album he's put out, and I wish he would have been in this video, but hopefully we can get him on the channel soon. Ian Dior dropped this early on in the year. It did grow on me as the year went on. I think the last 4 songs on the project are just an immaculate ending from him, and looking back, this isn't his worst, and I do think that this has some of Ian's best songs. He actually put out a ton of great music, including some other one-off singles not on this album in 2022, and there's really like no skips for me. I just think the replay value is a little bit off compared to what Ian Dior has done, but he's kind of an artist for me that has always been one of my favorites, and he doesn't miss often. Actually, talking with Complex, he got me kind of to listen to this album again kind of this fall. I love the mix of sounds. It just shows Ian's versatility. I mean, there's pop punk stuff on there, there's pop, there's hip hop. It's just Ian has such a good mix of everything. There wasn't too many features because Ian doesn't really need them, to be honest, but On to Better Things is a great listen and a great album from Ian Dior. I think he was just showing off his skill on this album, to be honest. I think his production really leveled up. I think this project had a lot more theme to it. I do think it's better than 2 Alive. I had this debate all year, and I really thought 2 Alive was one of the best projects this year, but it didn't end up being on my list. You can definitely tell he's changing his sound a little bit, experimenting a little bit on this project, and like I said, it kind of just sounded like he was showing off, showing that he is the best new artist, showing that he can be versatile. And at the end of the day, dude, it's just hit after hit after hit. The numbers are there. He's outstreaming everybody. I know he drops a lot of music. I love how with the short track list he showed that he can sell just as much as his other projects. He just sells much records first week without those mainstream features. So Yeat is just, I think he's just really figuring out what he's doing. I think he's gonna drop honestly soon because he's been dropping a lot of snippets and everything. We can cover more Yeat on the channel. I love Central C and I love drill music and UK rap, and he's my guy for it. I just think the accents are funny, but to be honest, his lyrics are like actually pretty good if you actually listen to them. Sometimes they can be a little goofy. I like that about Central C, and I really do like pretty much every song he dropped this year, but this, I guess it's technically a mixtape 2-3 here, but it was filled with a lot of great songs. Like this came out early this year too, I think February, stayed in rotation the entire year. I remember bumping this a lot at work. I think this project was a step up from what he put out in 2021 with Wild West, and we'll see what he does next after that. Is he going to continue this high road? He's smart at what he does, and then some songs have the samples in them and whatever. It's just, I personally love that. I know some people are tired of the samples and drill music. This project right here, I knew it was always going to be on my list in the top 10. It stayed in the top 10 this entire year, to be honest. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded nigga, all your ideas miniature. I actually forgot about From a Bird's Eye View from Corday. It dropped earlier on in the year, and I was instantly like, there's something missing from this project. I couldn't figure out what it was. It just wasn't hitting as well as The Lost Boy. Over time, listening to a lot of albums the last month or two, I've been trying to make this list because I'm really picky at picking my top 10. I think Corday, whether it's him rapping or him not even on the mic, it can be something like his TED Talk, which I love so much. I think the guy's very inspiring, and he's one of my favorite artists. I really like his mix of the old school, but also, new school. Like, obviously, he's kind of like a J. Cole. I know a lot of people compare him to that. I love his pen game. I don't think that it was as good as his first album. From a Bird's Eye View as a short track list, and it actually has some of his best songs, and now I'm debating, is it Corday's best or not? But either way, he's still building his catalog, and he's still a very impressive artist. I'm glad that I was able to talk to him this year over like Twitter Spaces was something crazy. It's just crazy. Like, I was asking him like, about his high level mindset and telling me, that he was going through things this year or whatever. And it's super inspiring to hear the guy. And I think this project is way overhated, man. I just think Corday was Grammy nominated after his first album, held himself to such a high standard. Now that we've had some time, we've had the whole year to sit with From a Bird's Eye View, can we agree, or at least as Corday fans, can we agree, like, From a Bird's Eye View has some bangers on it, all right?
Whipping the best ball for 6 tequilas, Big Benjamins like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think Her Loss from Drake and 21 Savage was the album we didn't know we needed in 2022. I knew that this was top 5 the second that it dropped because it has insane replay value. It had the best first listen this year, let me just say. The tracks 1 to 16 were just incredible. I had one of the best hours of the year listening to this product. It was so much fun, man. 21 Savage, he was pretty much the feature on this album. It was still a Drake album, but it was cool to see Drake back in his rapping bag because really nobody can stop him. That's why my favorite song is Middle of the Ocean. What Jimmy Cooks did, being one of the biggest hip-hop songs and one of the better songs this year, led us to this situation. It was all planned out. It's like this whole trilogy, including Certified Lover Boy and Honestly Nevermind. I love this era of Drake. I don't know if these are his best projects, but there's some of them. Dude, I really think they delivered on every single song. Out of nowhere, SZA makes my list, and I was like, dang, this album's good, right? And then, I spent some time with it. I spent on a week with this album. Keep in mind, I had never listened to SZA in my life, other than maybe that hit song with Kendrick Lamar. Never heard Control before. I got made fun of it by my friend. I had never heard the singles for the project either, and I was kind of worried. I'm like, why is this 23 tracks? It seems a little excessive. She's very versatile on this project. My favorite one is F2F, which is kind of like the rock song, but there's a lot of different other stuff going on, but still, mainly R&B and what SZA's used to and everything. I'm really excited to check out the rest of her catalog, as I can kind of call myself a fan of her. The recency bias is out the door. I genuinely just love this album. I feel like this is an album that I could relate to if it came out earlier in this summer. And to be honest, expanding my music taste, enjoying things like SZA SOS has, man, it's got me, ladies. I will say. So men, I'll give you a tip. Just expand your music taste a little bit, man. The ladies, they find it attractive if you can actually talk to them about other genres of music. If you just sit there and you listen to Travis Scott and Lil Uzi all day, and you're a no-name dude who sits on hip-hop Twitter all day, you're not gonna get any pussy. But if you expand your music taste, you actually listen to good stuff like SOS, they might come after you, dude. You actually might get some puss. I'm gonna get some hate for this because I'm damn near the only person on the internet who will publicly say that I enjoy Machine Gun Kelly. It's funny how hated he is. It's funny in hip hop how many people hate him, obviously because of the genre switch and everything, but he used that to his advantage and kind of themed his album around it. And Mainstream Sellout, including the Lyfe in Pink deluxe songs, is one of my favorite projects this year. It's a very fun listen. He even sprinkled in a bit of his rap stuff in there as well, and a few features from Wayne, Gunna, Thug. But I think him and Travis Barker have insane chemistry. This is now the second kind of rock album they've made. I do think Tickets to My Downfall is better. I got to see a lot of people perform live this year, and he by far put on the best show. He flew on a fucking helicopter, and he was right there, right above me, just rocking out, that's just shit that's gonna stick with you, and that makes the music better, honestly. I've been a fan of MGK since Hotel Diablo, so 2019, as he was making his transition into this rock scene. So that's why I say things like Machine Gun Kelly is one of the best albums this year. You can go ahead and roast me, dude. I don't care. It's my opinion. Vinyl Days is so fire, and I've always been a really big fan of Logic. Fun fact, I don't make videos on him. He's literally my biggest inspiration, to be honest. I love Logic as a person, but when it comes to his music, I think he has one of the best catalogs in hip-hop. He was really the first rapper that I was a fan of, to be honest, since 2015 probably. Dropped this to get out of his record deal. This dude's officially in a new era of his life, you know what I'm saying? But Vinyl Days was something that came out this summer. It had this completely different sound from Logic. He's using real vinyls, boom bap beats inspired by Madlib, J Dilla. Nothing else this year sounds like it, and I just think that Logic is doing hip-hop justice with this album. It's super old school, boom bap style. I don't think anybody flow-wise and rapping-wise can really touch Logic on this production. He was just going off on this album. It's literally some of his best rapping of his career, and I don't even think he was trying that hard, to be honest. It's a super fun album. It's really intimidating because it's 30 songs long. You're like, what the hell, dude? 30 songs is ridiculous. Why is there 8 skits on this album? But it's actually a really fun listen. All the skits are cool. It's got a cool little storyline to it. So much replay value in all of these songs. It grew a ton on me recently, and I really have found a new appreciation for vinyl days. And there's just so many great songs on it, man. Like, this track list is seriously stacked. Gunna dropped an album the first week of the year, and it remained album of the year the entire year. And this album, it being my number one, is not even a 10 out of 10. Because I don't think 2022 was like that strong of a year for hip hop. But shout out to Gunna, because he really did drop his best album. I feel like everything he's done in his career, at least in my opinion, has just built up, and he's just gotten better and better throughout the years. Ruling the world, honestly, with his whole like Push and P thing, going number one. And then he stole the number one album from The Weeknd, which is fucking crazy, by the way. I believe that the first 10 songs of this project, I think it is, first like 10, 11, dude, hang him in the rafters. This is literally, Gunna is just on fire the first half of this project. And there's a lot of good songs on the second half of the album as well. There's 2 features on the back end that do ruin it for me. And hold this album back a little bit, I will say. But I've just had so much fun with this project. It's stayed in rotation the entire year. It's just hit after hit after hit. There's cool features with Young Thug, Future, Drake. Now, unfortunately, obviously, him and Young Thug and the whole YSL crew got locked up in that RICO charge. Gunna just got out. Is he a snitch? Is he not a snitch? I don't know, dude, but I'm still a fan of Gunna. One of those albums that you'll just never forget spending time with, and all the great memories I've made with it, all the amazing songs that are on it have given me just so much fun and joy. It's a really, really fun album to listen to. A lot of albums this year were great, but there was always something so tiny, features, a little bit of filler, something like that, that always held these projects back. It's such a weird year where, like, it's so weird to see no Juice WRLD, no Leroy, no Trippie Redd, like no albums from them, and that's my top 3 favorite artists. So I guess it opened doors for people like Gunna to have the best album this year. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below your favorite album that has dropped this year. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. It's been an incredible year. I've dropped a top 10 songs of the year video. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. I dropped up ColeFrosty's best moments of the year, a little montage. So go check that out if you missed it. Thank you for an incredible year, and yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.